Hello and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick, with the City of Hampton's Communications and Marketing Department. And today we're going to have a little bit of an international focus with guests here to talk about the International Children's Festival. Welcome, Tatyana Babakaeva. Am I close?
Absolutely correct.
And you're from Russia. And Kathryn Williams, whose name probably isn't really Kathryn, you're from Poland originally. Yes. Now, tell us a little bit about maybe each of your backgrounds before we get into too much of the festival. Tatyana, you said you've been in this country for about 10 years.
For about 10 years, right. And I'm a physicist. I get my education there. It was former Soviet Union at that time.
At that time, okay.
So I came here actually to do my PhD in physics department at Hampton University.
Oh, okay. So you came here for the academics and went to Hampton. Did you finish your?
Actually, I didn't defend, but because my last daughter was born at that time.
Children get in the way sometimes, don't they? They're wonderful, but they help you change plans from time to time.
So this was the case.
And you are dressed today to represent a traditionally Russian. What would that outfit be used for, or from what historical time period? Or
actually, I think they wear that all the time back in the days, but now of course people wear them for events, for some traditional culture events. So the name of that is Sarafan, so that's Russian word, Sarafan.
For the outfit?
Yes, outfit.
Okay, all right. And Kathryn, pronounce your real name, or is
Katarzyna.
Katarzyna? Okay. And you have also been here for a little more than 10 years, right, from Poland. And the outfit you're wearing, tell us a little bit about Polish culture, or when that would be, what that's representative of.
This outfit it's probably from late 1800s, 1900s, and women will wear that to special occasions. It was an everyday outfit, and everything is hand stitched, handmade. Every embellishment will be handmade. So that was a special thing that women would make for special occasions. And
it's beautiful. Both of them are. I mean, you can tell they're for very, very special occasions.
Yes. And the particular outfit is from from Krakow, because different parts of Poland have different costumes. It's a small country, but if you look at the map, there's we have a lot of different costumes, and that I would say national costumes that people wore, depending on where they're from.
Regional identity, yes. Or what the village or the town culture was.
And what they, particularly what they, how much money they had, and there was different variations of why the costumes looked the way they looked.
Now, so this festival, the International Children's Festival, our Parks and Rec department started putting it on, and I think it started out kind of small, and part of it was an effort to teach children about other nations, maybe tied into the standards of learning that the schools had, where you had to focus on a few different cultures. But it has really grown into one of the city's premier festivals. How long, Tatyana, have you been involved?
For 4 years.
And why is it important to you? Why do you want to share this?
I just want to share my culture, and we, at our booth, we show the traditional souvenirs and some artifacts, and of course facts about Russia all the time. So I think it's very, very important.
And that's one of the things I was going to ask you too. Did children, or even excuse me, adults, have myths? I mean, did they think of the communist Russia, or did they think of the Soviet Union, or did they even really come to your booth knowing much of anything?
It depends. Sometimes people come and they don't know anything, and they're so interested or even fascinated with some facts. And some people are very well aware about Russia and what happened 20 years ago with that collapse of Soviet Union. So it's different. But sometimes we really do educate people.
I think that's a wonderful thing. And what about you? What do you tell them? What is kind of a message to get across, or what do people not understand about Poland?
That Poland is it's a small country in Europe, but we a lot we get, like people ask me if, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Poland. Oh, it must be cold there. No, Poland has 4 seasons. We're on the same level as like Philadelphia. So we get 4 seasons, and our country is so beautiful that we have mountains, we have sea, we have gorgeous lakes. So we have everything in such a small place. And people don't know, people go to Paris, go to London, but when it comes to Poland, it's not a destination, but we want that to be. Because when my husband went for the first time, he was shocked how gorgeous the country was, how many museums, and just the people. The people are wonderful, and so what we want to bring to the table is we want to have kids and adults to learn about our country, to know where Poland is on a map so they can pinpoint it, and also to learn a little bit about what the kids are like in Poland, and that we're just all the same, and learn a little bit about our language, so we know more.
And in some ways, there aren't as many differences today. Like, does a student, a 5th grade, however old that is, student, 10-year-old student, do anything particularly different in Poland than in the United States, or is it really just the history that's a little different?
The history is different. Definitely in Poland, they put big emphasis on languages. We learn 2 different languages in elementary school. And there's a big emphasis on geography and history. So, for instance, you learn history of every country and geography of every country. So I knew that where there were equators, or what America was geographically before I even came here.
Yeah, I think unless a student is in the International Baccalaureate program in the United States, they spend way more time on U.S. history and U.S. geography than they do learning much at all, frankly, about Europe until maybe high school. So when is the festival this year? Did you guys bring the dates?
The festival is on
April 20th.
Okay. And it has grown to being, from something that was kind of in Mill Point Park to really spreading out throughout downtown.
Yes, it's still Mill Point Park. It's 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., rain or shine, and everybody is invited. It is a free event, so everybody can come and explore.
Now, food is a big draw. When you start talking about international and other cultures, I love the costumes and they're wonderful, but food is really, what gets me there. And do you bring or sell traditional Polish food, or are there things there?
We don't sell the food.
They do have food carts, though, that specialize in various ethnic and cultural.
Yes, and it's a big, there will be a lot of different foods. I'm not sure if there will be a lot of Polish food, but...
If there were, what would it be? What's your favorite? Like, when you go back home, what is it that you want to eat?
Probably pierogi, brill pierogi, and brill sausage, just stuff that it's made from scratch that we grew up on. Because what you buy in a grocery store
is not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. So.
Right. That's true of anywhere, I think, probably.
It is. But as much as we can in our community, we try to keep that traditions and make the foods and share with people so they know the difference.
Tatiana, what are some of your favorite traditional Russian foods?
Blini. It's yes, this is the Russian word, but it's like pancakes. They're just different.
Okay.
So it's not the pancakes that we have here. So different kind of pancakes, and
like a potato pancake or a?
No, it's still just eggs and milk and flour.
So it's
but it's just different way of preparing that.
Okay. And what have you guys learned, like participating in this festival over the years? I know you work most of the time, but do you get to go visit other booths? Is it like for you also an educational experience?
Yes, especially there's a lot of countries that I don't know much about. So it's really nice to go and learn about different countries. And, you know, we put a lot of work into these festivals, and it's good to go and explore different booths because all these people put the same amount of work as we did, so we know how hard it is. We're fortunate enough that the Polish community around here is quite big, so we get a lot of help.
Now, why is that? Because I have noticed that as well. I know Hampton Roads is a very international place, partly due to the military, partly due to other things. But I do think we have a maybe larger than average Polish community. Do you think?
Yes, but people came here, and Polish community here is made out of people who want to be here. Not like different parts of the country, but also due to NATO. We have a lot of NATO officers and soldiers that come here, and we keep close contact with the wives and try to help them in ways and just be a part of our community. We want to welcome them because I know how hard it is when you come here for the first time.
Now, so what did bring you to this country?
I met my husband when I was finishing my master's degree, and I moved here, so love.
Love, that's nice. You both also mentioned that you have children. Do you bring your children to the festival, or you're like so busy working that they don't get to really enjoy it?
Of course, I do bring my child all the time.
And what do they like?
And that's why I usually go. I do have some help at my booth, and I usually take 1 or 2 hours just go around the festival with my daughter and explore other booths.
So what is your daughter like about it? Like to look at the festival through her eyes for a minute.
Performances, fabulous performances. And we just go from place to place and do all activities that, many countries, they do have cultural activities at the booth. So she likes it very much.
She gets to experience things. It's very, it's not a static watching something. Is that, now tell me about your children.
I have 2 children. My son Nicholas is 7.5. My daughter is 5.5.
Great ages for this. Yeah.
Yes, so they love it. I try to dress them up as much as I can. And we take, first is the parade. So we take time to walk in a parade. And then, like Tatiana said, we go from booth to booth, and I try to explain it to them. Because they're world travelers by now because of me. But I still want them to know about different cultures in different countries than just Poland and America.
Right.
So, and a lot of countries put a lot of money into doing hands-on activities and taking the time and having the kids not just color a page, but do something. So like, for instance, this year we're doing crepe flowers. We've done that 2 years ago when it was a big hit. It's a lot of work, but kids loved it, and we just teach them how to make something that is traditional for us.
And that's so nice too, because then the child goes home with something, it's a memory, and that physical act of doing it sort of cements what they're learning, and they can look at that flower later and remember what they learned at the time. It makes that connection.
Yes.
Now, neither one of you, I noticed, lives in Hampton currently. You live in Chesapeake, and you live in Newport News.
Newport News.
This truly is a regional festival. People come from all over to participate. Why is that?
Because I think there's a need for festivals like this. And entire America is built on different cultures and different nationalities. And I think we should support it more, and we should have fun with it. And we certainly do.
It's fun.
Right.
It is.
I think that it's one of the biggest festival of this sort, like children international festival, and that's why actually in this year many people from different parts of Virginia, like Winchester, Richmond, Charlottesville, will come to that festival.
That's huge if it has become this sort of tourism draw. Now, it's called International Children's Festival, and you guys talked about your children and how much they learn. But if I'm an adult or my kids are, late teens, early 20s, is it still an event that is for all of us?
I think so. Right. For adults, it's still the event.
Certainly can eat my way through it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important.
And you can appreciate the art.
The art, the performances. I mean, it really is. Because it started with children, it retains that title. And there are special things for children. There's a little passport and the educational opportunities. But frankly, we can all stand to learn a little bit more about other cultures and other countries.
Yes, and I think it really lets us appreciate where we all come from and let us realize that our neighbors can be from one of those countries. The festival has over 40 countries that have their booths.
That's wonderful.
So we've grown.
That's wonderful.
Right. And regarding performance, I wanted to say that this year we have very special performance from Russia, and it's not quite Russia, because what we did, we combined American Accordionist Society with Russian singing group.
Oh.
So it's really combination of now. I mean, we do some rehearsals now, and people are saying, "So this is the real Russian-American friendship is just developing due that performance, due that event that we are going to." Due to that performance.
Well, that's wonderful, and that again is the working together. Maybe there aren't enough Russian musicians in the area to do this by themselves, so some Americans who want to learn more about the music or can work with them create a partnership.
Right, so I'm really excited about that.
That's wonderful. Okay, tell us the date and the time again.
It's April 20th, Mill Point Park, Hampton, 10 till 5. Rain or shine, please come.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kathryn, and thank you, Tatyana, for getting all dressed up and coming here today to share your cultures with us and also to share with us the events that are going to happen in April.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope to see you at the Children's Festival this year.